What's good? This is Nigel. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Uplift Fitness Club podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, or if you're not subscribed or following the channel, please be sure to follow the podcast on any platform that you're listening on. Here we talk about fitness, finance, and motivation. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely you want to follow so you can be aware anytime we drop new content. Also, please share the platform, share the podcast with anyone you feel like the content may help. We drop new episodes every single Tuesday faithfully. So with no further ado, let's get it. You look at social media, the front, almost like a money laundering type of business. Mm-hmm. You know, the front is we are dry cleaners. Yeah. But in the back, we cooking crack and selling it to the community. Yeah. You know, so with the social media thing is, the front is we keep you engaged and in touch with the people that you care about. We keep you abreast of information. And that might be 5 to 10% of the outcome of social media. But then the underbelly or the ugly side of it is that they're really just trying to keep your eyes in the app or on their website for as long as seems possible. What's going on, people? This is Nigel.
This is Brad.
And this is the Uplift Fitness Club podcast.
What we got for today, man?
Today we're supposed to be talking about Vicarious Life. I'm talking about vicarious living, let's call it that. So basically, I was talking to my class last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I asked them, first off, we define a different word every day, and I try to keep the words within like the development space, you know, whether it's morality, ethics, you know, something about discipline, whatever.
Sure.
So vicarious living is something that I keep thinking about because all my kids in the class love video games, TikToking, you know, IG, YouTube, want to be YouTube stars. Everybody wants the same stuff. They do the same stuff. All their hobbies is the same. And none of it, we got a few football players, a few people who do, you know, soccer or something like that. Mm-hmm. But it's like when we was kids, I feel like it was a higher percentage of kids that was either playing sports, had hobbies with their hands, you know, where you actually make things.
Right.
Even like business people in the school. Like I was cutting grass, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, Minecraft, World of War. I don't know what they playing, Fortnite.
We can't blame them neither.
Because we started it.
We started it.
But we ain't started. We just participated in it before them.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can say that we can't blame them because they just have so much things accessible.
That's so much.
Like, bro, they got the VR game. Like, bro, you couldn't do that unless you was at Dave & Buster's coming up.
Yeah. And
they got that at the crib.
It was trash at Dave & Buster's.
Right. Now they got it at the crib. You be in Jamaica. Right. You know.
Playing with somebody from Sri Lanka.
Yeah. Running in the living room talking about I'm playing with my friend. We in the streets.
I'm around the corner. Yeah, it's in
so
the
it's
last
different.
podcast you said we have so many distractions that we can just put in our lives by accident.
Yeah.
And that's big because it's like if you grew up in a crack house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's drug dealers outside. They got crack, they got weed, they got anything you want. Yeah. They're drinking liquor. At some point, you're going to try something. Mm-hmm. And then it just depends on, you know, your upbringing. It don't matter. You had the best family. If you live in the crack house, you might try crack.
Might.
And once you take that first hit, it's addictive. So the vicarious thing, let me just define, you know, what vicarious or what the word vicarious means, and then we can get into a conversation. And vicarious means experienced in the imagination through the feelings or actions of another person. So it's not necessarily 100% gaming, but if you look at like the characters of a game as another person, it kind of fits that definition as well. But this is not limited to just that. Like this is sports. This is reality TV, this is vlogs, video games, YouTube, news, even for the old folks, social media influencers, porn, like anything where you're experiencing something third hand as a third party. Yeah, I'm defining that today as a vicarious experience. So we can get into it. I really wanted to watch that video. I feel like we should probably watch that because there was a couple terms in there that I wanted
in the video.
To use. Yeah. But we could riff though. We could riff for a little bit. Let's start here. Like, how have you lived vicariously in your experience thus far in life?
I mean, pretty much almost all my experiences vicarious, like almost everything I've done. Yeah, man, you just put my life on paper. Coming up too as well, you know, I was big on video games.
Yeah.
And I was one of the kids, you know, I wasn't allowed to do nothing coming up, so that was my scapegoat for everything. I'm trying to think, it was something that transitioned even to like maybe not joining the military. But my career field that I'm in right now is being off of Vicarious.
Why you say that? Why you say your career field is kind of a vicarious experience?
I think because watching YouTube, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm listening to other people's experience, if I'm understanding it correctly, right? Like, I got into the space because I'm looking at other people's experience, right? And some of the things that they've done and accomplished. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll try it out and, you know, see where it goes for me.
So that was your entrance into it, right? Like, that's your exposure to it. And I feel like there's good and bad in almost everything.
Right.
So when we're talking about social media, YouTube videos, there's probably millions of tremendous resources. Like, you can learn anything, how to fix your car, how to bake a cake.
Yeah.
Like, you can learn anything on YouTube.
Yeah.
And if it's not there, you can figure out how to do it yourself, put it on YouTube, now it's there. And eventually people will find it. But the issue becomes when we don't step out of the vicarious side of the experience and then apply it. So I asked my students the question, can you live vicariously and also accomplish something? Can you accomplish something while living or having a vicarious experience?
Okay, I see now, yeah.
And I got a mixed answer. You know, as kids, sometimes you just got a kid that want to be a contrarian.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's an argument that could be had, but then I had this one kid, he a beast. I ain't gonna say his name because he a kid.
Yeah.
But like he's intelligent to the level like I would love to have him on the show. But that's a whole different topic. He broke it down. He was like, no, you can't, because you cannot in turn have a vicarious or fictional experience through another person and complete said activity while doing. I was like, bruh, said that better than I could say it. Basically saying like you can't, and I gave them some examples like one kid plays football. Gotta bleep that.
Yeah.
I said if you put on the VR goggles, right? You got the VR with the little joints in your hand.
Yeah.
Can you get on the football field and actually play a football game with the VR stuff on? He's
Yeah.
like, no. I said, what's gonna happen? I said, you're gonna get lit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't watch a YouTube video. Your car's broke down. You watch the video and now your car's fixed.
Yeah.
At some point, we gotta go from the information stage, like gathering information, the research phase, into the application phase. And that's how we can begin to progress. And for some of these, there is no application phase. So let's, like, if we talk about sports, we big sports fans.
Right.
Anything pre-2013, I'm a beast at that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, names of players who was on it don't matter what team,
Right.
Cardinals, Antoine, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Larry
Like,
Fitzgerald.
You know what I'm saying? Larry Fitzgerald.
Kurt Warner.
Anquan Bolden.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew all the guys, right? But at a certain point, I realized there's no application for this in my life. If I'm not going to be a sports commentator, then how am I using this? And why am I such an expert that I know the D lineman for the Saints?
Hey. Had it down packed too.
Down pat. Know his stats. What year he was drafted. What college he played
he went
at.
to, yeah.
What high school he might have played
Height,
at.
weight, 40 times.
His mentor, because I seen the E60 documentary. I know his mentor back in the day. His daddy blind. DeAndre Hopkins' mama blind. He give her a ball every time he scored. Why do I know this? What application does this have in my life? And why is it such that we struggle as human beings, especially Americans, to remove these distractions that have no application from our daily lives? So I was talking to Florida about the social media thing, and he don't have social media for the most part.
Yeah.
Nor do you. So touch on that. Like, why do you not have social media? Was it a conscious thought, or was it just something that like you missed and then you was like, well, I missed it?
I think to start off, it was one of those things where I feel like I can't keep up. As a kid, it was one of those things like, man, I feel like I can't keep up with this popularity contest. Like, that's all I felt it was.
Ooh, elaborate on that. You said a popularity contest.
It's a popularity contest, right? I'm on there. I'm trying to, add everybody that I don't know, right? Try to make the funniest posts or like the funniest things, right? Take the best pictures.
In order to do what?
In order to feel like you the man coming to school the next day, right?
Right.
Like, I don't got time to be trying to edit all this stuff. Like, I just don't have the time to keep up with. I just literally just drained. Tired. Like, I just can't keep up with
so that other people can have some chuckle in their bedroom.
Right.
Right.
So, you feel like, it is for people that got big following. Life is almost a popularity contest. The people that's most popular, most money, You got people on the gram right now is they getting paid because they popular, pretty much.
Absolutely.
Or entertainment. People like to literally look at their page. So
And it goes back to that rap conversation. I don't know if we recorded that, but we were saying I was saying from the day that you pick up your phone and start writing in your notes to the day that you get a deal or you performing in front of thousands, what have you actually done from then until now? Like with the influencers, you're just popular.
Yeah.
You make videos, let's say.
Yeah.
You make people laugh. What have you done? You just took away time from like millions of people's lives.
Yeah.
Whether it's 10 seconds, okay, 10 seconds, but you got 1,000 videos. So multiply that, however much time that is. Now multiply that by your following. If a third of your following watches all of your videos, how many hours did you just take away from their lives so that they could have one of them little laughs where and then move to the next video, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's one of them things too, I think I noticed too, early age, like, man, I feel like I had no control. Like, I was just, 3 hours then went by. And
watching what?
Nothing. Just watching videos. Like, mine was on Facebook, just scrolling. I done looked at 100, 300 photos. Not doing anything. Just cuz. And I was like, man, at least if I ain't gonna do nothing, I want to know that I'm choosing not to do nothing. I feel like those 2-3 hours that went by, and I didn't miss the bus.
You didn't even choose to do that.
Right, I didn't even choose to do that. Like, I'm just lost. I feel like I was just out of space floating somewhere.
Right. So there was the video I sent you, it starts off with different products. So they say, look at this cup. This cup is designed for you to drink water from it.
Yeah.
Look at this, spoon. This spoon is designed to help you eat stuff, soup. And they're all designed with the usability in mind. They don't have a spoon that's so deep you can't get to it. You know what I'm saying? Or they don't have a cup where the hole is so small you can't drink from it. To keep you drinking water, so that because they profit off of the amount of time that you drink water.
Yeah.
But then you look at social media, the front, almost like a money laundering type of business. The front is we are dry cleaners.
Yeah.
But in the back we cooking crack and selling it to the community.
Yeah.
So with the social media thing is, the front is we keep you engaged and in touch with the people that you care about. We keep you abreast of information. And that might be 5 to 10% of the outcome of social media. But then the underbelly or the ugly side of it is that they're really just trying to keep your eyes in the app or on their website for as long as humanly possible.
Right.
In order to drive ad revenue.
Right.
And I've been meaning to watch the Social Dilemma, but I kind of know how the story goes. Like, money, follow the money.
Yeah.
So the thing, and we're gonna call Florida in a couple minutes. Hopefully the camera don't die. We're gonna have to pause it. I don't know where we left off because it was a long time ago.
Yeah. I think.
What? Go ahead.
The biggest thing, because I think, when did I break the world star habit? This might have been about 2 years now.
Okay.
And it's funny, every time that I used to type in the name, like it was such embedded, like ingrained in my mind, like that habit was so tough, I would just naturally pick my phone up and just type it in. And like I don't even know why I'm looking it up.
You didn't pick up your phone to
look it up. I'm just like, oh, I don't remember what I was about to do, but let me just go on World Star.
That is crazy, bro. That's like I'll pick up my phone trying to get to the calculator or some like finance app, and I'll immediately start scrolling to get to Instagram.
Yeah.
Or I'll immediately go to YouTube.
Yeah.
I might even go on and start scrolling and be like, damn, why did I pick my phone
up in
I
the
was
first
trying
place.
to do something.
Yeah.
Can't even remember why I picked my phone up.
So what I used to do every time I did that, I'd just close it out. Like I put it in and I'd close it out. And then like I was basically fighting myself. Put it in, I close it out. Put it in, close it out to where I just stopped typing it in.
It's like the remember the Nutty Professor at the end of the movie?
Yeah.
Buddy Love trying to come out.
Yeah.
He's like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not. It's like, yeah, bro.
Nah, I think so. One of the skills that I learned when I went through my journey to get on, my career path was just trying to be super intentional with your time.
Yeah.
So like I learned like, okay, like no time wasted. Like I used to, get off, eat food.
Yeah, scarf it down.
Like and go read. Like
okay.
Rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have even it super intentional. If you're planning on not doing nothing that day, then you're not doing nothing that day. Like I have planned days off. Like, all right, tomorrow I ain't doing nothing. Don't bother me. I'm sitting in the house. I'm watching Netflix all day.
Yeah.
To where in the past, I'm just waking. I'm just doing whatever.
A day off by accident.
Yeah. Like, dang, I was supposed to get this done, that done, that done, this done, that done, this done. And I didn't do anything because I didn't play video games, watch 4 fight comps on World Star,
compilation of fights.
And eating popcorn.
And the assortment of fights.
Diet bad. I'm just doing whatever. Just moving how these apps is programmed, how they want me to move. Right? Just like a quick line out of that video we watched. It had mentioned, how many apps would you keep around on your phone? Or it was an analogy towards a GPS, right?
Yeah.
If we were using our GPS system, you missed it. If we were using our GPS system,
say restart that. Restart that.
If we were using our GPS, would we use our GPS app if it was taking us in a direction that we didn't want to go?
Right.
How many of us would use our GPS if it was taking us anywhere that it wanted us to take us?
That's applicable to a lot of stuff.
Right.
And we don't want to get far off track.
Yeah.
But that's relationships too.
Yeah.
Like you are in a relationship because you want to be at peace or you want to be happy. And it's people that wake up every day getting arguments with their significant other. And they like, why would you continue to use that GPS, quote unquote, if it's taking you to the destination of anger, contempt, etc. So same thing for the apps. It's like you have your phone to call people, stay in touch with people, maybe learn stuff.
Right. That's some great resources.
It's for the utilitarian purposes. Is why we have to have a phone. But I'd say 75% of the time people use on their phones is like distractions. You know what I'm saying? So, what was we getting to? So they talked about a cue that leads to action. Basically, like when you're on your phone, the way that they're kind of creating this addictive pattern is they have some type of cue, a trigger that leads to action. And they talked about like the usefulness of social media not necessarily being the aim of the companies that create the platforms. So once the goal is achieved, shouldn't the use stop? Basically, they're trying to keep you in touch with people. Once you're able to contact people, shouldn't we cease to continue to use the app? But it doesn't stop there.
Right.
You have entertainment. You have, what else you got?
You have entertainment. You have, well, entertainment is a huge. So I guess you got to break down the entertainment sector, right? Like
Yeah,
they
right.
got
Yeah.
games. They
Comedy.
got comedy on there. They got I guess they try to update the different type of interaction, like the interface that you're using.
They also got the creation aspect on the platforms too.
Yeah.
Like people spending their time making content.
All right.
For you talked about that, like creating this post so people can laugh,
To be engaged. Yeah.
I mean, we're doing it right now. We sitting on a mic talking, right? If there was no redeeming quality such as like an educational component to this podcast, it would be purely detractionary. Like we're only taking away from people's time.
Right.
So they talked about the indefinite use thing, and it was funny because they had like a girl walking through a door, walking back, walking through a door, walking back.
Yeah.
And it's funny to see it demonstrated in that way, but that's kind of like what it is. Like we're literally sitting on an app, scrolling, to the point where I've been on the app multiple times looking at the same post I just looked at.
Looking at the same
Specifically for highlights.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the same, I just seen this highlight. I might even sit there and watch the same highlight 10 times. Man, that's a good dunk. Yep.
Man, that dunk.
Man, yep. Dunk good. Same dunk 10 times. But you would never do that for something that's strictly utilitarian, strictly useful. You would never get in your car and drive to the same restaurant 20 times in a row.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And it's all a result of what they call persuasive design. And it's a method to it. So there's a trigger, an action, a reward, and an investment. So basically you get a ding on your phone, notification says, hey, come, you got a DM, baby, you don't know who this from. This could be from anybody. Action, you pick up your phone, unlock the phone, boom. It's like that pathway that's ingrained in you, like picking up your phone, typing in World Star.
Yeah.
Hey, we got some new videos, bruh.
Hey, you want come check this fight out?
Hey, we got 2 new fights, man. You gonna love these fights, man. Go on, pick up your phone. and just if you sitting there being disengaged, you're gonna do it,
Right.
because it's just ingrained in your mind.
Write it down.
You can't wait your whole life to make a change.
Believe in yourself.
Innovate with integrity and intentionality.
Oh yeah, that junk. Me and my girl watched the whole junk. Yeah, that junk.
We halfway through.
We watched the whole junk
And
at night.
they killing this out of each other on this show.
Like you get to the part, the tug of war already.
Yeah, I think
That was my. Hey, when the old man had him, he was leaning back laughing. He said, "Then we hold him. We
tug of war
you have to
guru.
make sure." I was like, "Damn, I wish I could try that right now."
Right.
He said, "We have to be forward." Then
moment when your opponent gives up hope, and then we pull.
Take advantage of that time. The trick is to have each member of your team on opposite sides of the rope.
Feet straight
90-degree angle back.
You should be able to see your partner's crotch.
Hey,
All of a sudden, y'all got a tug of war, nigga.
did you see when the camera was on that nigga was back laughing? I was dying laughing. He said, we ain't losing the game. Cause he talk about They weak ass team. That was a good ass idea too, boy. They almost had him.